Alright guys, so game 2 here, coming at you. This is going to be on Dreamliner, and at the 6 o'clock position we have the red Protoss free, and at the 3 o'clock we have the blue, I think, blue Terran, Flash. And Flash did just a really great job of containing. He's always, been that kind of aggressive type lately, going in, great timing pushes, and just contained free, and didn't let him out of his base pretty much. And that's what a lot of Terrans are really great at doing, is just the contain, because those siege tanks are so deadly, and so much micro is required to overcome that, especially with zealot bombs and reaver harass and stuff like that. And it's really hard to beat Terran, in my opinion. I think in StarCraft 1, to be completely honest, I think Terran's a little imbalanced. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me there, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, in StarCraft 2, so in StarCraft 1 I played some Zerg and some Protoss. And I think Terran, while it is in balance, I think it requires a lot more skill than Zerg and Terran in StarCraft 1. But in StarCraft 2, I feel that Terran is one of the easier races, and that's what I play, actually. I think Zerg's a lot harder than all of them. And I think they've done a really good job of making StarCraft 2 balanced for all races and all that. I think it's a really balanced game. The only thing that I think is maybe a little bit imbalanced is Reaper harass and stuff like that. But they tweaked it. With patch 1.1, they raised the build time for them from 40 to 45, and I think that'll get rid of 5 racks for Reapers and stuff like that. But anyways, getting back to this game. Standard build going down for both players. Refinery and Barracks going down for Flash, and Free already has his gateway and assimilator, so pretty standard play by both players. They are going to scout in the right direction, it looks like. Both the probe and SCV are going to meet each other in the middle, and they're going to know where each other's bases are, so that is that. And like I was saying before, I want Free to win. Like Flash is probably one of my favorite players, and he's a favorite player of a lot of people. But the thing is I just want to see something different other than Jaedong and Flash, Jaedong Flash, Jaedong Flash. Jaedong and Free would be pretty good. I wish it was maybe not Free, maybe like Jaedong. Like Jaedong and Stork was an awesome matchup. Jaedong and Stork would have been great for a final, and Stork is one of the few players that can, beat Jaedong at kind of a regular basis. Going into that matchup, he actually had a winning record against Jaedong, which is pretty interesting, because you don't really think of Stork like that. You think of Stork as the person that always is right there, but not quite in the top tier players. He's always like right at the edge there. But I think that would have been a good, or maybe Jaedong and I don't know, Jaedong and Bisu would have been really good when Bisu was at his prime, but now Bisu's in a little bit, not quite a slump, but he was in a slump, and he just kind of came out of it. But he's just not playing like he was. Plain and simply, he's not as good as he was at one point. I would have considered Bisu to be the best player in the world, but now it's definitely either Jaedong or Flash, arguably. So the SCV is going to be forced out of Free's base by that Dragoon and Zealot, and he might actually lose it here. No, and it looks like the SCV is going to get away, I think. Not quite sure there. Anyways, factory down for an in-base command center going down for Flash, so he's being a little bit more defensive right in this game, which is kind of surprising, because that aggressiveness did work out for him in game 1. That SCV does go down, so persistency by Free is rewarded by killing that SCV, and Free's going to put some early pressure on the Terran player, although he's might lose that Dragoon if he's not careful there. And oh, my video just froze a little bit. Sorry about that. But another factory going down for Flash. So he also just landed his command center and forced Free out. So about even. Again, going into the early mid game. Excuse me. Robotics support and robotics facility down for Free, so Free is going to go for that Reaver harass. That Dragoon's gonna get caught out in the open, probably gonna go down. Yep, the Dragoon does go down. You can see it on Free's face. That was a definite slip up right there. He didn't want that to happen, but at least he does know that Flash is gonna be pushing in here, building more gates, frantically trying to stop this timing attack. And this timing attack from Flash has always been so deadly. Flash might just win this game right out. Comsat station going down at both command centers, and critically, Free is behind a base because he doesn't have his natural up yet, or he just got it up. Observatory going up for Free as well, but he doesn't have that mining going down. This Reaver micro is going to be critical, and the Scarab does go off on the Vulture, but that's it. I don't think it splashed the tank at all. So 3 Dragoons, a Zealot, and a Reaver are all that Free has, but if he can do some good Reaver micro, that's all he's going to need, to be honest, until Flash gets more forces. Engineering Bay up for Flash, so he's going to be able to go with that, in with that. Sorry about that. He's going to be able to go with that. The 3 Marines getting killed by that 1 Scarab. A little bit of a slip up by Flash. That Vulture is going to go in to try to scout. Oh, and the Reaver goes down and gets picked off. Really bad for Free. He's in a bad position now. Although he is doing some good Dragoon micro, getting a good defense up. He probably should try to kill that SCV though, so he can't make any more missile turrets. This is a big battle going on here, really critical. The Dragoons move in. They are going to be able to pick off these tanks. Really good micro by Free, doing an awesome job. And everything goes down. Probably should target that SCV. There he goes, and then targeting the missile turret. So very good defense by Free. Free doing a really good job. Flash is going to have to back up a little bit here. Probably going for another Reaver. Free needs to maybe go for a Reaver drop or something like that. A little bit of a Reaver harass. But at the same time, it would be also helpful to keep that Reaver with his main army, just for tanks, vultures, stuff like that. So Dragoon's moving in towards Flash's base, so he's going to go on the offensive against Flash. And Flash has some Goliaths out and a few tanks. I don't know where the rest of his army is, though. And did Free just attack his own observer? I don't know. Maybe he was attacking the barracks, but it looked like he attacked his own observer, which was kind of weird. Free has about 6 Dragoons right there with the observer. The observer might go down. Nope, barely gets out of there against that missile turret. Charon boosters. I think Charon is how you say it, but Charon boosters probably upgrading at that machine shop for Flash, and Flash is gonna maybe try to sneak around and do some Vulture harass with those 2 Vultures sneaking around the left-hand side there. Stargate going up for Free, so what could it be? I have no idea what he's doing with that Stargate, but whatever he's doing, Flash I don't think it has expected any. He definitely hasn't comsetted it. Probably going for another base at that bottom right. Free's going to be a little bit ahead economically once he does get that base up, because Flash is still at 2 bases. He's doing a pretty good contain on the Terran with those Dragoons. Although, Terran are really good at just being able to turtle and macro up and just eventually push out, because those siege tanks are just so deadly, especially on that higher ground there. Starport going up for Flash as well, so both of them switching for that air tech. Flash might go for some science vessels, or maybe even some cloaked wraiths, depending on exactly what he decides to do, I guess. Comsat going down and going to be able to take out that observer. And now Flash is going to be able to go for whatever tech he wants, planting mines. Observer sees it though, so yeah, he is going to go for science vessels and probably try to go for some EMP, which is deadly against the Protoss, because shields are pretty much half their life. It'll be really bad. That shuttle might get caught out in the open there, but no, and the Scarab goes off on the siege tanks, but doesn't do enough damage. Those Dragoons are able to pick off the Wraith though, which is really good. So he did try to get a little bit of a quick Wraith out. I'm surprised he hasn't built a Comsat station on that starport yet though. Siege tank sieging up, making a good siege line right there, and so a little bit of a standoff going on in the midfield. More mines getting put down by the Vultures. And this is just the tear and push. And carriers. Carriers are going to be coming up for free, so this is ridiculous. I think he needs to get another base up, though. Especially if he's going to try to get that bottom right. I don't even know if he's built a Nexus at the bottom right. And it looks like he is going for a 9 o'clock base as well. So he is doing a pretty good job, except why didn't he build... I don't know why he didn't build a base at the bottom right. I have no idea. He just built a pylon there, maybe for like scouting purposes or to make sure that Flash wasn't going to go, or so he knew whenever Flash was going to go for that. But anyways, Reaver coming in and doing a little bit of damage there. He needs to focus on the other drones. Oh, and a lot of SCVs getting picked off right there. And a lot... Oh, wow! So about 9 or 10 SCVs getting picked off, and that was huge. That was, you know, even though he lost the Reaver and the shuttle, that was a very economically sound attack there. You know, probably not exactly what he wanted, but at least he did get a significant amount of SCVs there. And 2 bases going up at the top right, and maybe 1 o'clock position for Flash. So Flash is also going to be macroing up. And this game is going to be huge. A lot of Dragoons moving in. Probably going to be able to take out this base too, which is going to be really bad for Flash. Flash is going to get this base delayed, but he just needs 1 SCV to work on it for about like 15 seconds for that command center to get up, and then he'll be good. If I was free, I might have gone and attacked that, but that's why I'm, you know, a Silver League player on StarCraft 2, a D- player on iCup, and he's a pro gamer. So he does what he does because he knows better than me, so don't listen to me. Anyways, that command center is going up at the top right, and I think it's finished at the 1 o'clock. So about 4 bases up for Flash now. Obviously not up to full par. 2 carriers already out for free. And probably upgrading air upgrades, attack, +1. A lot of Dragoons now out. He split them up into 2 different forces, and he might go for a pincer attack here. I'm not quite sure. Maybe just going for a little bit of a defense. I'm surprised that Free hasn't gone for that bottom right base, though. That Wraith does see it, and he's going to be able to take out that probe. Probably going to take out that pylon as well. But the carrier's coming in, and I don't think this is a good idea. Free really needs to pull back his carriers. I don't know what you're doing, Free. I don't know if Flash saw those carriers or not, but that was a really bad decision. He really shouldn't have, you know, revealed his hand unless he got comp-satted, which he might have, because Flash has gone really Goliath heavy, and so I think that probably got comp-satted, even though it was in that corner there, unfortunately. So I think that Free is in a little bit of a bad position here. Some vultures trying to go in for some harass, picking off about 3 or 4 probes, but all the vultures go down as well. And a huge amount of Goliaths for Flash here. So I think Flash is definitely prepared to be able to defend against this carrier push. And to be honest, I don't think Free, you know, I don't think that Free is in a good position at all, because he's just been scouted, and it seems like he doesn't have a lot of forces at all, and a lot of missile turrets going up for Flash, so he definitely is going to be able to defend this. Although Free is expanding like crazy, going for a ton of bases, but at the same time I don't think he has a very good saturation on any of them. And I think right now he's up to like maybe 3.5 bases, because, you know, those bases obviously aren't to full production standard. Those probes, those mineral mines aren't being saturated at all. The 4 carriers are going up to join up with the Dragoons, and he floated up his science facility. When the observer goes down, there's a ton of Goliaths there. A lot of observers out, so Free does know where all his forces are, but unfortunately, I don't think it matters. I don't think he upgraded charm boosters, actually, to be completely honest. I haven't seen the Goliaths attack, but the last time I saw them, they didn't have charm boosters at all. Carriers are going to go in, and oh, wait, I guess he does have charm boosters. So Goliath's attacking a ton of stuff, doing a little bit of good micro, you know, using that ridge as cover, and at the same time attacking that command center. That's what he needs to do, go for a 2-pronged attack here. But unfortunately, I think this is going to get cleaned up. There's not enough Dragoons there. They're going to have to retreat. Oh, with that ball, and he does have a lot of Dragoons. If he goes for a triple attack, this could be, you know, all or nothing. This is pretty much all in here. And it looks like one of the carriers go down, and that's really unfortunate. Another carrier is about to get taken out, and that could be devastating. Those Goliaths pursuing those Dragoons, staying close to that ridge, and this is just really bad for Free. I think carriers was a really bad decision. You know, mass Goliaths, you could just really take care of Curious and building a